ArtFest.
Thank you, Kit. Thank you, Kate. We figured it out. Thank you. Just waiting on our friend Scott. Once again, thank you so much to Scott from STS Sounds for running the sound for us today. Final vendor plug of the day, so to speak. Plug is that we plug in our guitars. Love Lingo Positive Apparel is the sort of rainbow-colored booth in the back. They're located in Dodgeville. They're a holistic apparel brand, and the shirts are printed front and back. You should check them out. He uses a sort of a methodology that you should speak more about once you get up there, but this is a screen printing or t-shirt printing methodology that uses the principles of the Emoto water study. Fascinating study if you've never looked that up. So find out a little bit more about all that back there at the Love Lingo booth. And we're bringing up Patrick Michaels, who you may recognize from such things as Twin Creeks Blueberry Farm and other sustainable agricultural endeavors. Patrick's also a musician who leads the ARC music sessions out at the Twin Creeks Barn. So I'm going to cede the stage to Patrick here. Please give him a warm welcome.
Testing, testing. All right, hello.
Hi.
Hello, everybody. I got asked to talk for a little bit, or I got offered a spoken word something or other opportunity. So I'm going to talk at you for a little bit and then read something that I wrote about the topic of healing through art, and specifically the art of playing music together. I am shameless about inviting people, cajoling people, exhorting people to come and play music with me in my barn. This is just across the river. I play drums, and I play very simple things. You know, you don't need to do anything complicated at all, ever, to participate in group music making. And one of my favorite things to do is to have somebody who has never played music before, ever in their life, let alone with other people, and get them up playing the bass. Because on the bass, all that you really need to do is play the open E string on the one, and that has transformed the space that we're in already, even if you do nothing else. Even if any instrument doesn't do anything else other than that, play just on the one, you're in. And you know, the bass, you know, it resonates throughout the room. It provides the tonal core of what we're all doing. And if we're all doing simple things and we're repeating, we're allowing ourselves to expect that what the other people are doing is going to meet us there at the next one, at the next one, at the next one. Creating these sorts of pattern music, groove-oriented music. This is what it's all about. I hate the word jam. I will never use it other than to say that I hate the word jam, because a jam implies a bunch of guitarists who are too good and too full of themselves and playing way too loud and just noodling around, and I don't have any time for that. Guitarists need to turn down and play simple stuff. This is a participatory music-making experience. There we go. So it's some more anti-guitar people in the audience. So anyway, so I do these things in the barn. I got some funding through the River Valley Arts this year to do a couple of participatory music-making experiences, which you are all cordially invited to. And so I'm going to read some of the invitation that I wrote once upon a time to something like this that is meant to inspire you that you are in fact capable of doing this. So, if you're anything like me, you like music. You like the thing that it does. Structure time through rhythm. Coordinate and self-reference its own past, present, and future through lyric. Make hum the very air through the mathematically and somehow aesthetically pleasing patterns of vibration. The original vibes, as it were. And if you're anything like me, you can't help but participate. In your head, if nothing else. Reproducing and coordinating with and responding to the melody. In your body, if nothing more, as the rhythm finds its place within you and vibrates out, resulting in a tap of the toe, or the alternating quickness of hands on the steering wheel. For most of us, participating in music is a private act. We sing while we are alone in our cars, tap our foot under our breath while waiting in line at the store. We recreate music in our own heads in a way that somehow makes sense to us. The vibrations and pulses of any music lucky enough to find its way into our ears. I guess what I'm saying is, you're an old hand at this. You've played music before, maybe not with an instrument, but those are so far down the evolutionary rabbit hole as to be derivative of music rather than its cause. No, there is no need to instrumentalize music. When humans first encountered music, some might say discovered, some might say created, it was not because they found, out in the wild, such as it all was in those days, a stringed lute, a harmonically carved flute, a skin stretched taut and resonant across a wooden frame, tightened to a tuned pitch. No, they found none of those things. They instead found their own body, with its throat and mouth and lungs, well acquainted with our pressurized atmosphere and capable of making an entire continuum of distinct vibrations. They found their hands and their feet, able to strike with temporal precision, a slap upon the chest, a stomp upon the dry, dusty ground. That was the first music, our first music, at least. Music of exactly this sort is everywhere to be found in the world around us. Consider the acrobatic lyric or rhythmic roll of the bird, the distant howl or meek chirp of the mammal. Consider the breaching of the fish, or the universal drone of the insect. If you're anything like me, you've sat with the dawn chorus and joined in, made a rhythm upon your thighs, singing a known or unknown song with all the rest of life. I am here, and this is now. But suddenly, you find yourself in a jam. You are wherever you happen to be, and music is happening. Perhaps recorded and replayed from a bygone time, or perhaps being created right this very now by human beings in your presence. You can't help but participate. You recreate the music in your head, react and respond to melodies, vibrate pre-consciously in your body. Your toe begins to tap. But wait, I don't know how to play music. As we have already established, phooey. You've been participating in music your whole life. Privately, sure. Spontaneously, mostly. Untutoredly, likely. You've been finding yourself in a jam your whole life and always participated. Couldn't help but. What stops you now? I won't presume to answer the deeper version of that question, but on a simpler level, on a more instrumental level, the answer may be twofold. First, you're flying blind, with an intuitive rather than explicit knowledge of the count and the notes. You can't tell your A from your B from your C, though you've sung them. You can't tell your 1 from your 2 from your 3, though you've hit them. You could use a little familiarity with that most human tool, the conceptual framework. Second, you may just need some experience. Not experience participating in music per se. Again, as we've already established, you know what you're doing and you've done it before. But experience participating in group music making, live, living, in the room, we are here, this is now. Well, do I have an opportunity for you? And then I invite you to the thing that's like a couple of Sundays in August and September to come to the barn and play music. Find it on the internet, Twin Crix, that's C-R-I-X, or other things like that. Yeah, please come play music with me. It would mean a lot for me, and I bet you would really enjoy it too. So thank you.
Hello, hello. Thank you so much for sticking around this afternoon. That was Patrick Michaels, and I'm going to call Janet Schiff to the stage.